hearing the ethos, the vibe, seeing the passion in the community really locked me onto there. And again, as the things I've said before, understanding how the yield works, understand what an immutable smart contract really meant, resonated and got me on board. Man, so HEX is interesting. It's such a polished financial instrument that I think it's funny that it ends up with one foot in each camp. If you're pro crypto, sometimes the fact that it's such a refined legacy aspect, it can be a little jading. And it's the same for the other side. If you're very refined in your financial literacy, sometimes the crypto side can be misleading. But HEX, that's what HEX is. HEX has a foot in each camp. It's very similar to a coupon bond that's programmable, that also has exposure to cryptographic upside that we see in these cryptocurrencies. So in very refined financial markets, we see that people take bonds. They're willing to lock up their money to take yield long-term. They're willing to put their confidence in a system. So with HEX, we see signs of confidence that you've never seen in anything crypto related. The only thing that approximates it as far as the time that people are willing to lock it up is similar to Roth IRAs or self-directed IRAs, but those things don't see the same exposure to cryptographic upside that we see in HEX. And that's what makes it very, very special. Of course, there are things that have unique utilities when it comes to retirement accounts or self-directed IRAs, but they don't have the upside we see in HEX, right? And sometimes a lot of utility can be erased by number go up, right? So with HEX, number goes up. You're able to lock in yield for up to 10 years and then lock in that same yield for an additional 5 years. That's something that's never been seen before in a cryptocurrency. So when you look at the scope of how refined this technical financial product is inside of cryptocurrency, it's unparalleled. We don't see things that mimic this. You're able to look at things that mirror very, very tangible and successful things in legacy finance, but those things don't have the upside of crypto. And that's what HEX offers you. It's immutable, it's perfect, it's never been down, it works exactly as intended, and it's able to give you what you get from unique things like coupon bonds, but to have that exposure to cryptocurrency. I originally jumped onto the RH bandwagon because he was a winner. He was interesting. He was very savvy. He said things that I thought were true, and he sort of said the quiet part out loud. And I very much resonated with that. Then he had a debate, a discussion with Roger Ver. And despite all the negative things about Roger Ver, I actually sided with him. I thought Bitcoin Cash had a better ethos, a better worldview of what Bitcoin was originally supposed to be. So at that point, I sided with sort of the big block community. They naturally and clearly, and I'm sure most people watching this realize that they lost out, right? The Bitcoin core guys won. They went the more small block system. They decided to prioritize node operation rather than true throughput. I didn't agree with that at the time. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong now. But where I got into HEX was watching that and appreciating the truth that he spit with Roger Ver about that topic. And that was a very divisive thing in cryptocurrency at the time. The idea of, do you want decentralization at the node level? Or do we really want to scale this thing to be something functional in the real world? So Bitcoin does a lot of great things. It also has 10-minute blocks. Who cares? This thing is very functional at one level. It's very functional at another level. It will never be true currency the way it's designed, and it had to pivot its narrative to make sure that its value stayed put. So it failed. It failed multiple times. I thought the Bitcoin Cash guys were on the right side of that, and I really appreciated Richard's viewpoint on that. I thought he was very fair in the way he spoke to Roger Ver. I thought he was very fair on the way he spoke about the disagreements and sort of the pros and cons of both sides. So that really resonated with me, and that led me on to HEX. Hearing the ethos, the vibe, seeing the passion in the community really locked me onto there. And again, as the things I've said before, understanding how the yield works, understand what an immutable smart contract really meant, resonated and got me on board.